Hi guys. So, I made a video about Habibi Bibi's, Justin Bieber's, and I talked about what we've all kind of speculated that he was probably victimized, allegedly, by Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. He's had a lot of very odd behavior just in his Instagram stories, um, his pictures. Why is the fashion now dressing like a hobo? You know? Like why the very oversized pants, oversized outfit? But the thing is that fashion or is he someone who has been a victim? Because people who have been overly sexualized, they'll wear baggy clothes because they don't feel comfortable in their own skin. But a couple of things. So he posted a picture and it looked more like an ad than anything. And it was him and his little baby, it's whatever age his baby is at, it's like the potato stage. They just like curl up like that. You don't see his face, but it's okay. You see his little pudgy arms, little pudgy little legs, just so cute. But it's him and his baby, and apparently a couch that is $100,000. Like, is it made from unicorns? Does it cure my seasonal affect disorder? Like, why is that couch so expensive? Um, I do know that for certain things you do get what you pay for, right? Like, there are differences in quality in couches. Is there more cushion? How comfortable is it? $100,000? I don't think so. It's like a Pauline Pauline couch. The website was like Pauline, and I was like, I'm not even gonna click on this because I'm just gonna get mad. I didn't even. But it's this very huge couch, and he's lounging on it like that, like that, just like that, but like shirtless. Like shirtless, and little Jack Blues in his potato stage is like over here. He's got like his little legs on his dad, and Justin is looking at the camera and he's holding a fitted and he's like shirtless. And it's just not the best look, you know? Like I have a lot of pictures of me as a baby and my sister, right? When you would have to like take your film and go somewhere and get it developed. And my parents are looking at me or they're engaging with me, or if I'm like nestled with them, they're just like kind of tired. It's very interesting to have a photo where the baby, you can tell, is looking at his dad. And babies do that a lot, right? They're constantly looking at the adults for affirmation, right? And mimicry. That's how we learn. We mimic what we see. So it's a little weird. It's a little off-putting, and it feels like it was more so like an ad. It just feels like it was probably an ad for the couch. Like, hey, take a picture, and it's just like after all the weird meltdowns and stuff like that. It probably would have been nicer to. I also didn't realize how many tattoos he had. But it probably would have been nicer to just have a shirt and have the baby nestled. If you're gonna do an ad, and especially portray it as like a family, like I don't know, I feel like there's other poses. Really, I'm not a big fan of like doing ads and then getting your kids or your loved ones involved unless they're all on board. Because there's just like it just leaves like a taste, like a metallic taste in my mouth. Because like, bro, you got a lot of money and your fan base is really for you. I mean, I guess there are some fans who are like, they're very excited to see him as a dad. But it's like, you could keep some stuff private. You could keep some stuff in your photo roll just for you. So, a little off-putting. And I never knew about Hailey kind of stalking Justin. I didn't know about that. I didn't realize that there's a lot of pictures and she's in the background. I didn't know about that. I didn't know that she was like introduced to him, I think through her father. Didn't know about that. I also didn't know. Like, I feel like, oh, I'm very late to the party. And I guess, like, so I found out too, Justin Bieber's a little bit younger than me. So I'm going to be 35 this year. He's 31. I thought that we were, like, the same age. But, we're still in the ballpark. We grew up together. But I guess, like, I know very little about him. Like, I knew about the whole Selena thing, and they kept pushing that. I knew a couple of things. I didn't realize how he treated Hailey. I never saw that. I didn't I didn't see the video of him like closing the door and like it closes on her. Um some people said like, "Oh, he probably thought she was going to go out the other side." I don't know if their bodyguard was on the other side. If the bodyguard was on the other side, then it makes sense. If the bodyguard was like, "Okay, I'm not really sure," then that makes sense. If all the bodyguards are on that side, he closed the door on her because it's understood. It's like she's got to come out, and she has to come out this way. Like, aren't you guys having discussions about like if bodyguards are involved and there's gonna be press? Aren't you guys having discussions like, okay, yeah, we're gonna get out the same way. I'm not gonna get out on the street side. Didn't like that. I did see the video where he's like, "Oh, if you weren't hot, I would have gotten rid of you a long time ago." And I think that was like on Instagram Live. Excuse me? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. What? There are some couples where like, okay, they joke in private and they have it understood like this is how we joke. We're kind of rough with each other, but it's like it's all a joke just because of like our comedy styles, whatever. But most couples should have a conversation like, okay, what's cool with us joking behind closed doors is we're not going to do that in public because it's going to be interpreted that I'm like a victim or that you're mistreating me, because there are people that mistreat each other. So I didn't like that. I was like, ugh, that was gross. And he does a lot of baby talk in the videos when he's talking to his wife, which is weird. Like, obviously you're dating someone, you do the babies and the sweethearts and my darling. And I guess baby talk like kind of like as a joke once in a while, but that's someone you're sleeping with. Like, you're doing baby talk that frequently. And then there was a video where again they're on Instagram Live. You could just put the phone down. Like, you're not doing well. You don't seem like you're all up here. Like, I get it. Like, I guess like that's his normal, right? It's just constant attention, constant attention. But it's like it seems like it's making you sick. So just put your phone down. Like, you're still getting paparazzi. Just put your phone down. Like, you don't have to do all that. You don't have to do the Instagram Live. You don't have to do any of that. Fade into obscurity. Just fade into obscurity. You made your money. But it's like, no, I gotta keep that supply. I gotta keep that supply coming. But there's like a video, yeah, where he's like, it's the Instagram Live, and he's again doing that little baby talk, and it's like he's kind of telling Hailey like, oh, we're gonna go to bed with each other, and like, ooh, what are you gonna do to me? Like, it's like bedroom talk. Why are you doing that in front of everybody? And then Hailey has to stop him, and like she's like caressing him and stuff like that. She's like, there's kids on there, and he's like, well, it's past their bedtime. It was weird. It's weird, dude. It's weird. He's weird. Their relationship is weird. That poor baby in the mix. Remember, I came out really compassionate towards Justin in my last video. I didn't have the information. I'm still compassionate. Like, what is it? I think it's two conflicting things can be true, or two contradictory things can be true at the same time. I'm pretty sure that's it, right? He can both be a victim and an abuser. That happens all the time, because I feel like I feel that happens a lot, right? Not to everyone, but it does happen where it's like, if you've been victimized, I think if you don't have the ability to deal with that person or to find closure, uh, odds are you're gonna go victimize somebody else, because that sense of powerlessness, you never want to feel that, and you trade that for feeling powerful instead of just being able to be neutral, to know yourself, to react with love and kindness. You go a different route. And there's a lot of trauma workbooks. There are people that are specialized in this. There are people that could help. But I was just really grossed out. I was grossed out. It was like a compilation video, and I was like, oh, my face. I was like, oh, oh. I didn't know that that's what it was, and it's it's funny because I just saw, it was like a picture of them, and they went out. The paparazzis caught the picture, and he dresses like crap. You know, like, again, if that's a victim issue, like, please go get help, go deal with that. But if it's him just following the fashion trends, then that's it's not the best, because like his pants are oversized, and I guess he has like the fluffy shoes, and he's got the oversized um hoodie, and then he has his beanie, and he puts the pink beanie on, and it's one of those, like, he's trying to be like, oh, I don't care about this, but it's like, clearly you do care, and you actually care too much. So like, he just comes off as very try hard. And then Hailey's there in her black outfit, and she's got her oversized clutch, which looks so uncomfortable to have to lug this oversized clutch. You know, it's like, got her portfolio. It's like, what are we doing here? And then she's got a hat on that says rendezvous, and she goes out with her husband. It's like, oof, oof. Just get a stylist. Get someone to help y'all out. And it's just, what happened to the Baldwin clan? You know? Like, what happens there? And, like, can you imagine? And then it's like, yeah, you know, like, I kind of, like, stalked the man that would become my husband, allegedly. I don't know. And he's, like, weird. And he was overly sexualized as a kid. But now he's kind of, like, a weird guy. And he doesn't dress that great. And he said a lot of things that are kind of gross. In the video, there was, in the compilation video, real quick, there was also a part where he's like slapping her ass in public, and it doesn't, it's no, it doesn't come off cute. It comes off weird. It comes off like a power move. I don't like it. I hated it. I hated that video. I really don't like the situation now. I didn't know this. I'm so sorry. I didn't know all of that. I really didn't. I thought it was just like a love triangle. Really. I felt like, oh, him and Selena had a thing, and then he met her, and then that's it, and people were like pushing, the Selena narrative. That's what I thought. I didn't know it was all these different layers and stuff. I didn't know. But, so you got that situation, and then she's got an uncle who's married to a white woman who thinks that she's Hispanic, and she's changed her name from Hillary to Hilaria, and she doesn't know how to say cucumbers in English, and he like killed a lady on set, allegedly, or negligence. I don't know too much about that, but that went down. And he's got like 7 kids, and then he has another kid. It's just a mess. Oof, these people are a mess. These people are a mess. And it just goes to show you, time and time again, you can have so much money. You can have so much money, but those same problems of trauma, lack of communication, lack of authenticity, lack of skills, lack of sense of self, all of those things, they persist. And if you don't handle them correctly, you just end up living like even with all that money, you end up living like a so-so life. It's so easy to get got, And I don't know, it's just a further like example of why celebrities kind of crumbling, and like we don't have the starlets like we used to do. It Seeing him dressed the way he is, it does it like just wear some nice, form-fitting pants, a nice button up, you know, get rid of the beanies. What are we doing there? Like, and it's also too, that's probably what is messing with his head, because he does look like he postures a lot to be a man. It does look like there's some issues there, and it's like he comes off like such a little kid, and he's 31, and it was funny, that article was like, they're so mature for their age. You're in your 30s, you better have some stuff figured out. Like, not only do the generations, do we look a lot younger, but there's a lack of maturity. Like, in the past generations, in the 20s, you had to figure some stuff out, and again, I'm not saying there was clearly a lot of issues there too. It depends on the people, it depends on the skills they have, you know but I don't know. It just, he needs therapy. He needs, I probably shouldn't say, it appears that he needs therapy. It appears that they need counseling therapy. It appears that she needs therapy herself. It's just sad, man. It really bummed me out. I don't know. I just don't like it. So hopefully they get the help they need. Truly, because it does look like, it doesn't look like a sustainable relationship, and it's just very sad, and it's just gave me this like icky feeling of like where we are today, as a society, and how like a lot of things are just like really broken and fractured, and it's just a bummer, and it feels weird that he still has the fan base that he does. It's like, okay, like how much of that fan base genuinely still like what he produces and likes him as a person, and how many of his fan base or whatever is just like watching to see where it goes. I don't know. It's a bummer, but yeah, my opinion of him changed completely, and there was so much of the situation that I didn't know. But yeah, if there's other things I've missed, let me know. Let me know what you guys think about this situation, because I was like, whew, I didn't know all that. But I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye.